What's going on, YouTube? We're back here at Blitz Games with some more Lorcana action. We're going to be playing on Pixelborn using a deck that I made myself. It is a little bit off meta, but I tend to like that. So we're running 4 copies of Popsicle. We have Alice, Sisu and Flaversham, Sisu, Let It Go, 3 copies of Hades. We have 4 copies of Stitch, the Queen, Lantern, Simba, Snow White, the Bare Necessities, 3 copies of the Shift Target Queen, 4 copies of the Shift Target Snow White, 3 copies of Rockstar Stitch, and then 3 copies of Pluto. So let's go ahead and get into some games, and we'll see how this goes. I've noticed I tend to like amber decks. I don't know what it is about them. What type of decks do you guys like to run? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, so we are running against Ruby Amethyst, or Red and Purple, whatever you want to call it. Let's get some more inkable targets, hopefully. No more Hades. We're going to get rid of... we do have the Shift Target for Stitch, so I guess I'll keep that. Get rid of that and Let It Go. That way we can have Hiram and hopefully get a few more small targets, maybe some 2-drops. Alright, we did get a Simba, so that's good. Unfortunately, we can't ink this Hades, but we do have a second Stitch that we can ink. Go ahead and get out of Stitch early. Let's see if this is a stereotypical red and purple deck. Oh, we have Jafar. That's not stereotypical, but Minnie Mouse is. Alright, another uninkable. We need to start drawing some inkable stuff. So let's go ahead and I'm actually going to ink Big Stitch. That way we can go ahead and get Simba down. Need to go ahead and get that Flaversham down. That way we can get our card draw engine working. They're playing a Magic Broom. 2/2. When you play this character, you may shuffle a card from any discard. Another uninkable. Seems to be coming. Alright, there we go. We do need to ink for this turn, otherwise I'd play the Queen, and we need Flaversham for next turn, but we are going to need one more ink. So hopefully next turn we draw an inkable target. I will quest for 2, pass the turn. Listen, Maleficent, never say that word. You draw a card, trade their Magic Broom into my Simba, that way they can take it down with Minnie Mouse. Alright, we did draw something that's inkable, that's helpful. We can go ahead and play our Flaversham, draw our 2 cards. And then I will quest with Stitch. We don't have Big Stitch anymore. Gonna go ahead and trade their Maleficent. Rabbit Merlin. Good card. Don't need 2 of these Plutos. Go ahead and get rid of 1. They're really not drawing what we need right now. I'm going to go ahead and play this other Flaversham. Just quest for 1. We are out to a 4-1 lead, but in this game that doesn't mean much. Saying that with Merlin Rabbit. Ooh, and they got a Maui. That's rough. Another Hades. We are loving these uninkable things. Alright, got rid of that, but we can at least play Snow White. If you need another inkable, then we can play Hades and get rid of that Maui at least. Queen's Castle, that's a good card. If you haven't seen it yet, at the start of your turn for each character here, you may draw a card. Only cost 1. to move characters there. It does have 7 to take it down, and then 2. They have 2 lore per turn. There we go. So we did get Stitch. We can go ahead and drop our Hades. Get rid of that Maui. Now we do have Be Prepared to be worried about. They likely are running that. But we can quest for Snow White for 2. Get back something. We'll go ahead and take some Habersham just in case they do Be Prepared and we lose this one. And I'm going to hit that Queen's Castle for 1. I probably could have hit the mini and taken that down. But if they're going to use Be Prepared, I'd rather use my resources on that Queen's Castle. Funny enough, I have an identical board. Now they did trade into my Snow White, so they most likely do not have Be Prepared. Unless they just don't want to play it. Now they can take down my Snow White, but it does trade with their Madam Mim. Still have 4 ink to use. Play back their Merlin Rabbit, draw another card. They are really keeping their hand full. Alright, we did draw a Popsicle, which is nice. Go ahead. Get a Popsicle. We need to refill our hand a little bit. Get our Snow White back down. Quest with Flaversham. That way we can draw 2 cards. Keep one of those Flavershams. And then we'll go ahead and hit Queen's Castle for 3. Would like to take that out next turn. Oh, that's a tough one. Elsa. Now, Snow White and Hades. Can't use them both. They're really taking that card advantage. So Flaversham will untap. Look at that, I drew a Popsicle. Match their hand size a little bit here. Go ahead and drop Hades. That way we can get rid of this Elsa. Hit Queen's Castle for another one. It's taking a while, but we're getting it down slow and steady. They are up to 10 lore. Another Elsa. Luckily for me, I have another Hades. They traded their rabbit into my Snow White. The only problem with having so many Hades out is if they use a Be Prepared, it's going to be rough. They also took down... Oh, Elsa goes back to their hand. Take down my Snow White. Now they do not have any more creatures on board. Taking that for 1. Drop Rockstar Stitch. And drop Snow White. Draw an extra card. Can't heal anything, but pass. It was expecting that. We are definitely in a bit of trouble here. We can go ahead and drop Snow White. Simba. We don't want to leave Snow White alone just in case they have Lady Tremaine. We do need to start hitting these. That's going to be game. They were able to control our deck pretty well, and unfortunately for us, using Hades only kind of helped them. ahead, get another game in. Like another Ruby Amethyst. Who would have guessed? Similar strategy. We need to get rid of some of these big ones. Get rid of one bare necessities. Keep the rest of the stuff. Have a nice curve. Would have liked to draw an item. Flaversham, especially a popsicle, but gotta do what you gotta do. Going second this time. Did pull our queen, so we can try to shift that. I don't like to shift too early. Gives an easy target, in my opinion. Especially because she's only got 3 toughness. Drop the Simba. Plus for 3. So I am going to ink that, let it go. Play this Simba. Play it in bodyguard form so that way we can quest for the queen from 1. Hoping to sing Bare Necessities with the Simba. Probably, yep, bounce that back to their hand. That's to be assumed. They're definitely running aggro, so we want to keep as many creatures as we can out there. They might not have anything in their hand, which is tough, but I think it's worth to go ahead and see what they've got in there anyway. Ah, they do have quite a few things in there. Interesting hand. I don't want to let them draw cards. That Be Prepared is a little scary, but I'd rather take out the friends on the other side. They are able to take out my Simba with their Madam Mim. And they do. That is a villain, so they can use... Yep. Probably take out my Alice, I'm assuming. Nicely played. Give them a well played for that. Don't see that too often. Drew a Snow White, not helping us right now. Really need some card draw. Their Haversham down. Quest for 1. They do still have another Diabolical Scheme in their hand, along with that Be Prepared. And that Simba. It's an interesting deck idea. This isn't typical for what you see. Those are the 2 cards they have in their hand, what I just said before. That's interesting. I do need to keep inking. I do want to get that Snow White out. This is tough. So we'll ink that. We'll go ahead and shift, or we'll just play the queen. No point in shifting it. Would get an extra lore, but I don't think it's worth it. We'll see if they do ink something. Agrabah. That actually worked out pretty well for me. They didn't ink. That means we can go ahead and play this Sisu down. And then the queen loves so much. Do things like this. Get that Agrabah out of there, and then trade there. Or not trade, but have the queen take out Simba. Now their board is empty, so they're probably going to try to get to that Be Prepared as quickly as they can. They need one more turn to get that out there, which means we will not be playing any creatures this turn. But we will be questing with the team. We'll take the popsicle. That means that we can use that, draw a card, use Flaversham, draw 2 more cards, which is nice. That way we have some card advantage over them. Got another popsicle. And then bring down the lantern, since that won't be affected by Be Prepared. Go up to 13. They're gonna, assumingly, no, they didn't. Surprised. They must not have anything inkable in their hand. And that one turn is really gonna make a big difference here. Now I'm able to go ahead and quest with the team, which will bring me up to 19. Draw myself a Rockstar Stitch just in case, and then we can ink one of these stitches. I'm gonna hold on to my hand just in case he does get that. Be prepared. Looks like he will. Let's give him one more turn. We can go ahead and... Ooh, we did not draw an inkable. It's unfortunate. Get rid of that Flaversham. Play a Stitch. And then play Simba. Draw another card. We have to take out both of those targets. Another Be Prepared would be the only thing that I can think of. And that's the game. Right, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Let me know if you want to see any decks played. I'm happy to play whatever decks you want to test out. And we'll see you again on the next one.